ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I don't know how much of the last conversation is going to make it into this week's episode,
Fingers
but
crossed.
we are back. We are without Mr. Joseph this week. He is on his way or already in Las Vegas for the big game, the Super Bowl, and I think that's what we're going to start off talking about today. We'll get into mega moments and mid moments and all the segments here that we like to do, but let's just go ahead and start with the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl. We've got a rematch of the 2019 Super Bowl, Chiefs versus 49ers.
49ers should have won the first one. Another
Kyle
classic Shanahan choke job.
Well, I mean, the Commanders got the other half of that choke job this week in Dan Quinn, which we'll talk about a little bit more too, because I think that was really interesting. But the Super Bowl, me and Lance are on opposing sides of what we think the Super Bowl is going to be. I think this is going to be a very, very high-scoring Super Bowl. I think it's going to be flashy. I think there's going to be big plays. I think there's going to be a lot going on. I think we could see an NFC Championship type score in a 34-31 game. Lance is on an opposing side here. Lance, tell me what you think is going to go down.
I think it's going to be a grudge match. You've got two good teams. You got two good defenses. I know the Niners just gave up a ton of points to the Lions.
They also gave up 23 to the Packers. 24?
I thought it was 24-21 final.
Was it?
I think so. Something like that.
They gave up 3 touchdowns to the to the Packers.
The defense has the chance to make plays and to hold a team with. I mean, Mahomes has shown that he can do it this year with not many receivers, but at the end of the day, they don't really have a bona fide number one other than Kelsey. And Pacheco can run well, but he isn't a star. I wouldn't call him a star yet, so we'll see what he can do in the big moment. But, I mean, I don't know. Just the vibe from this Super Bowl gives me like a 21-17 kind of vibe.
Okay. Hey, can you guys hear me well, by the way? Is my okay.
I think
guess
it'll
it's just a little low for me.
I think both teams know how talented the other team is, and they're not going to try and get too cute. You know, they're not going to – I think it's going to be a very, like, methodical game.
I feel like it's going to be what Dan Campbell was talking about in the NFC Championship, where it's going to be a race to 30. Both teams are going to know that both teams have the firepower to put up points, so they're going to come out of the gate. They're going to come out strong. I think one of the matchups for me that is most important is the battle for the middle of the field. The Chiefs like to work the ball across the middle of the field to Travis Kelce. A couple of the receivers mixed in there, Rashee Rice. The Niners also with Kittle and Debo and Ayuk like to work across the middle of the field, and you've got two of the best linebacker duos in the league in Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, and on the other side of the ball you've got Tranquil and
Who are you talking about? Chiefs linebackers?
Chiefs linebackers.
Nick Bolton.
So two of the best linebacker duos in football. I think it's going to be interesting to see who wins the battle of the middle of the field. If you can get Kelce going early across the middle of the field, it's going to be a long day for that 49ers defense. One thing I don't think they'll be able to do, I mean, we saw how much they struggled to get after Jared Goff in the NFC Championship game. I think they're going to struggle just as much with an even more mobile quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, a guy who can really just make plays on the fly, has some of the best ability to work outside of the pocket.
The Chiefs might not have Joe Thuney, though.
I don't think
it's questionable.
I don't think I've seen a guy be able to move and work outside of the pocket with such accuracy and such ability to extend plays other than Aaron Rodgers. I don't think really anybody has ever done it better than Patrick Mahomes does outside of the pocket, and I think we're going to see that a lot on Sunday.
Travis Kelce's going to ball on Sunday.
He's going to eat.
Yeah.
He's going to eat 11 catches on 11 targets for 121 yards and a TD against the Ravens, who've got Roquan Smith and how do I forget the guy that plays right beside him?
Patrick Queen.
Again,
LSU legend.
Fantastic linebacker duo, and Travis Kelce absolutely ate them up. I think he's going to do the same thing on Sunday.
You really think they're going to let Kelce have a bad game, too?
No.
I don't think Taylor's going to be there, by the way.
Really?
She's a show in Tokyo.
Maybe. So a bunch of people have been doing the math on it and stuff.
be really
if she
hard to make.
hops on a PJ, which is
Not
to
hard for
her
Taylor
like
Swift.
it's like me spending
20 bucks on
$20,
it. 20
yeah.
bucks on an Uber.
on an Uber. Yeah, Taylor Swift, a PJ is nothing. They said if she's got it lined up and she leaves right after the show, she doesn't do like any meet and greets or like any fan interactions or anything. She goes right to the jet. She hops on the jet. There's a good chance she can make it, but it's going to have to be like very, very streamlined. Everybody is already talking about Taylor Watch. I mean, even I was listening to Bussin' with the Boys, and like they're out here talking about the whole world is going to be on Taylor Swift Watch, which
Oh, she's going to be there. She's going to be there.
This is what I saw on the way here today. Those are Taylor Swift stickers all over the back of
Are
the
that
car.
Kelsey 87?
That's the
That's
license
the
plate.
license plate?
And there's Taylor Swift stickers all up the
What
back
the
of this
hell,
car.
man? What the hell?
She's going to be there.
She's
'cause
going to be there, Jack. She will be there.
Probably.
She will be there because the Chiefs are going to win. Sorry, it's a little spoil to pick them, but I'm throwing it out there. And Kelsey's going to lay the helmet down and the gloves down at midfield after everybody shakes hands.
You think he's going to propose?
100%.
Wow.
I would bet on it. Like if
There are odds.
I can't bet on it because we live in the great state of Georgia.
Oh.
But if I could have made it out to Vegas for the bowl,
Tell Joe to put a bet on it for
I
you.
would have put it. Oh, dude. Forgot he is in Vegas.
Tell
What
him.
are the odds I get him to walk into like Hard Rock though and actually put
He's
in a
there
bet
for
for me?
6 days, 5 days. You can probably get him to walk in for an hour.
Maybe I might see because I feel like that's a lock. I feel like
They've only been dating for like 5 months, 6 months.
but think about the money, dude.
Oh, it's
Think
crazy.
about the money.
You take a knee, you fix your sleeve just a little bit, and then you take the ring out.
And you win Super Bowl MVP, which I think you will.
That better be your hot take.
We'll get there.
And then they ride off into the
And they ride
sunset.
off into the sunset. I think if they win, he retires as well.
No. Mm-mm.
You don't think so?
No, he's coming off a 1,000-yard season. Like, I get it.
No,
Be
it
like
was like 990, 980.
984,
Yeah.
but almost a 1,000-yard season. I mean, he's still trying to cement himself as the greatest tight end of all time, and he has to play longer in order to do so.
You think so? I think if they
I
win,
think he's the greatest.
I think if they win the Super Bowl and he wins Super Bowl MVP, or even if he doesn't win Super Bowl MVP, but he has like
A big
an AFC Championship performance, 11 catches on 11 targets for 100 plus yards in a TD. I'm a huge Tony G fan. He played in Atlanta. Some of the greatest years of his career were in Atlanta. That
Tony
dude
G's my 3.
was a third down god. You needed to get a first down on third down. You find Tony G across the middle of the field. He's going to be at the sticks. But I think Travis Kelce is already there.
Yeah, Tony's my 3.
So who's your 2? Gates.
Travis,
So who's number 1 right now?
Gronk.
Gronk. I always forget Gronk.
If he wins this one,
I think
I think Travis needs to win this one and have 2 more incredible seasons and maybe another Super Bowl to catch Gronk. Gronk is the most dominant football player offensively, non-quarterback of all time. Non-quarterback because quarterbacks can change the game differently.
Barry Sanders existed.
Dominant,
Barry Sanders was dominant.
not as dominant as Gronk. There was literally nothing you can do to stop. Gronk was an unstoppable
Jerry Rice
force.
was dominant.
That's
Randy Moss was dominant. T.O. was dominant.
I don't think they're like
LT
you
was
could
dominant.
you could tackle all of them. I think
Ba-
Gronk had similar hands to all of them.
Barry was
Gronk is just a
Barry was tough. too.
Gronk is just a freight train.
Yeah, and that was a physical specimen. I think he would have been the greatest tight end of all time, and nobody would have ever been able to catch him if he could have just stayed healthy.
Yeah.
Like he didn't play in the 28-3 Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there. Had a couple seasons where he missed a good portion of the games due to injury. I think if he could have stayed healthy, it wouldn't even be a question.
Yeah, but it made him bionic man with the elbow things. Those are
Oh,
so
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it just makes you look like a badass.
He looked invincible.
But
He only played 143 games.
He literally only played like 8 years.
He
9
played
years.
11 years.
11?
he only played 143 games.
One season, 2013, he played 7 games, and then 2016, he only played 8 games. But other than that, he was pretty much on the field for most of the season.
Just a few of the playoff runs he missed, or at least one of the. He missed the 28-3.
Travis has already
Super
played
Bowl.
159 games.
That's why I'm saying he needs another 2 great seasons of production.
I'm interested to see it because he's got the Taylor thing going for him right now. I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl, so that'll be another Super Bowl to add to his legacy.
And
And Jason just retired, so they got the podcast. They got the number one. I think it's the number one podcast on earth.
Maybe. I haven't seen.
I know it's the
haven't
number
looked
one
at it.
sports podcast out there. Obviously, Joe Rogan exists, so they might not be above Joe Rogan, but if not, they're up there. They're top 5. So he's got that going for him. Maybe I won't say I think he will retire, but it wouldn't shock me.
It would shock me. I understand why he would, but it would still catch me so off guard.
He's 33, I think, 33 or 34.
Which is like about the right time for
A tight
a
end.
skill position player.
Yeah.
Um,
But he's still doing it
But
at a high
also-
level.
but also Witten played until he was like 38, and so did Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy's a bad example.
He's still playing, isn't he? He played this past year.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
Jimmy hasn't had a good season since he left New Orleans.
He had a couple good years in Seattle, I think, didn't he?
Like maybe 500 reception yard seasons, maybe.
Travis Kelce is 34. He will be 35 in October.
He's back. Jimmy's back with the Saints. He
Yeah.
had 6 catches for 39 yards and 4 TDs.
He only played for New
this
Orleans
past
for
season.
5 years. Feels like he played for them for longer.
Yeah, it does because he used to torch the Falcons, dog.
In Seattle, he went for 605, 923, and 520. He had 10 touchdowns in 2017.
Yeah, 11, 12, 13, and 14. He had 99 catches, 85 catches, 86 catches, 85 catches for 13, 10, 982, 12, 15, 889 with 11, 9, 16, and 10 touchdowns.
He had 6 catches this year for 6 first downs and 4 touchdowns. Every single one of his
He
catches.
just hasn't had a big receiving. His best receiving season since leaving New Orleans was 923. That
Yeah.
2016 year with Seattle, and he had 6 TDs. He did have 10 touchdowns in 2017 on 57 catches, which is pretty damn impressive. But
He was drafted the same year as Gronk.
2010, it's crazy because it feels like Gronk played so long ago, and they just won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah, 3. Because it was before the Rams and the Bengals.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year after the
Dang,
Niners
so
lost.
It's been Chiefs. Rams were before them. Then the Bucks, right? Yeah, 3. Now 4 after this year.
If Gronk put a little bit more work in, because he didn't always have the greatest work ethic, if he could put a little bit more work in, he would be the undisputed GOAT. You remember that story he told,
How about the
The-
film?
the off-season training?
Yeah.
Bill was like, send me videos.
So he would go like drench himself or he would like pour water on himself to make it look like he was sweating his ass off.
Well,
He
he
would,
would
send Bill like the last lap or whatever of his running.
Well, they would have like 5 days of training. And Gronk was like, I'm not doing 5 days of training. So he would go put an outfit on and train. And then he would go change clothes and he would do a little bit of training. And then he'd go change clothes again. He would just train like 5 separate outfits on the same day and just, I'm going to send him this one tomorrow. I'm going to send him this one on Wednesday. I'm going to send him this one on Friday.
Yeah. Dude was a monster. Dude was a monster. But I could see Travis retiring. I don't think it would.
I would hate it.
It would suck. I know people hate him for all the off the field antics and the whole Taylor Swift thing and all that kind of shit. But as a player, there is not many more exciting offensive skill position players that are not a quarterback that are more fun to watch than him in the league right now. And it's been that way for the last several years. I mean, it's hard to find a guy that can do what he does. He blocks. He runs great routes. He's got great hands. He's got great awareness. Him and Pat's connection is it's Brady Gronk esque.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really going to be hard to find another player in the league, especially at that position where you pick him out and you're like, damn, I like watching this guy play football. And I think that's what a lot of people have missed this season with all the off the field antics and all the things that was going on with the Chiefs wide receiver room, is that dude is a top 3 tight end of all time. Top 3 tight end of all time already. And I think that's a real problem in sports, is we just don't appreciate greatness until it's gone. Like, nobody really liked Tom until he retired, and now everybody's like, oh, well, look at Patrick Mahomes, he's going to catch Brady. And now even myself, someone who had to watch 28-3 as a fan of the team who lost, is like, nobody's going to catch Brady. Brady's the best. Don't even put Pat in that conversation. So I think that's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately, is that you don't really appreciate what you have in front of you until it's gone. So we shall see.
Can you imagine if Mahomes picks up his already 3rd ring on
28,
Sunday?
27, 28? He
28.
is already in
28.
an elite group. He is one of only 3 quarterbacks in NFL history to have 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs before turning 30. I'm pretty sure you could probably name me the other 2. Tom and Joe.
Brady, yeah.
Tom and Joe. That's it. So he's already in elite company, and he's got a chance to win his 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years.
6 years. I think it's 6 because he went to. No, I guess it is. Well, he
Yeah,
lost AFC, won AFC, lost AFC, won AFC.
He's made the AFC
Because
champ.
19 was their first Super Bowl in the Mahomes era when they beat the Niners.
Yeah.
And then they lost to the Bucks. And then they lost to the Bengals in the AFC Championship game.
And they beat the Bengals.
And then they beat the Bengals last year. And who they beat last year?
In the Super Bowl, the
Yeah.
Eagles?
Yeah, that's right. The Eagles. So, it'll be interesting. I think it's a legacy game for Mahomes. I think it's a legacy game for Kelsey. I don't know. Something like, I want to bet 49ers. I would like to see them win. You see all the talent they have across all. I mean, they've got a guy in Chase Young who people aren't even like acknowledging is on the team because there's so much damn talent on that team. I just, unfortunately for Kyle Shanahan, I don't think he'll. I think because the Chiefs made it this far, it's really hard to bet against them. They have become the new New England
I
Patriots.
was going to say, Mahomes has that Brady feel. Like, once Brady got in the playoffs, like, you knew it was over.
Yeah, like I bet it. I picked them to beat the Dolphins because of the weather, because of the injuries, everything. I was like, they'll get this dub. Then I was like, they got to go play in Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. Give me Buffalo this year. And, Stephon Diggs and
Tyler Bass.
Khalil Shakur all kind of sold that game, but Chiefs still found a way to get it done. And then we're like, okay, all right. The magical run is over. They did it with a terrible wide receiver room. Mahomes is Mahomes. He did it. Give me the Ravens.
It's Lamar's.
It's Lamar's time. They got the best defense in the league. They're playing at M&T
M&T Bank Stadium.
M&T Bank Stadium. They're in Baltimore. Tough place to play. Like, they're gonna get it done. They pull out a grueling 17-10 victory, and now you're just like, I feel like I'm watching Brady 2.0.
Yeah.
I saw something, and I wanted to bring it up. Somebody was giving a reasoning for why that game was rigged, and I think they said the Chiefs have a worse rush defense than they do. The Chiefs have the 17th best rush defense in the NFL. Not great. It's okay.
Middle of the pack.
The Ravens ran the ball 11 times.
I think it was 16 total with Lamar Jackson scrambles. And
They did not run the ball.
It was the least in their season by like 15.
Ridiculous. The game plan, either it was rigged or the game plan was just terrible, and I think John Harbaugh is smarter than that. I think he's won a Super Bowl. I think he's a little bit. He could put together a little bit better game plan than running the ball 11 times with a running back.
Yeah.
We'll see though. I mean, I did hear a stat the other day. No,
If
I don't know.
If CMC doesn't get 18 plus carries, then we all know what's
We'll know.
happening.
I don't. I did see something the other day though, or I heard it on New Heights. Shout out Jason Kelsey for this little tidbit here. I do not know if this was including the AFC Championship or was the 8 games prior to the AFC Championship. In the Chiefs' last 8 games, they have given up 4 points per game in the second half. They have only given up 32 second half points in their last 8 games. So I think we could kind of maybe see a NFC Championship-esque game and the 49ers come out of the gates hot. And we're like, oh, they're going to do it this year. It's 21-14 at half. And then they put up like 3 points in the second half, and the Chiefs go on to win like 31-24. Or they kick 2 field goals, Chiefs win 31-27. It would not, like, that's the game I'm envisioning, is everybody's going to be like, oh, shit, oh, the Niners. Second half comes around. Shanahan shits the bed once again, unfortunately. And we see the Chiefs get it done.
He's already preparing himself for the hurt he's going to have to face with this. He probably wasn't seriously drunk, but I saw a video on the way over here. He seemed kind of drunk on his media day.
Was he?
Or on their media night, yeah.
I was having a good time in Vegas.
Who wouldn't? It was a little 35-minute plane ride over there from San Fran.
Oh, yeah, they were coming from the Bay Area.
What kind of game do you think we're going to get out of Brock?
That's so hard.
The last time we saw them face a task like the one they're about to face
was Christmas Day.
He threw 4 interceptions.
I think we went over that, though. Only
three
one
of
of
them
those
were
was his
Nia's
fault.
Yeah.
3 were tip balls. I don't know. I mean, because we've been shitting on him. Everybody's been shitting on him. Game manager Brock. I didn't see a game manager against the Lions. I'm going to just be honest. He willed that team to a win. Some of his scrambles and his ability to get out of the pocket and extend plays in that game is why they won that game.
I think he is going to have to get out of the pocket because when we saw, I didn't see him change that game in the pocket.
No, it was definitely outside of the
He
pocket.
made-
His
he made-
ability to
he made
scramble and
plays
get
and
first downs.
Pick up third downs with his legs. I mean, he only threw for 267, a touchdown, and a pick.
The rushing is what did it for him in that game. Just being able to get first downs, pick up first downs. And you're going to have stone cold Chris Jones after his ass all day. So
They did lose one of their DNs to that torn ACL, though.
you weren't telling me about that last night.
So if he can get out of the pocket, I think they'll be all right. But if the Chiefs find a way to contain him and force him to make plays in the pocket
It's going to be
through
a long
the air,
day.
yeah,
It's going to be a long day.
he'll probably throw 2 picks.
I like Christian McCaffrey on some rushing attempts, though. Which
Or
get
some
into.
yards.
Or some yards. Either way, I think he has a huge game. I think we see 2 of the best skill position guys in the league have monster days on Sunday, and Travis Kelce and Christian McCaffrey.
He's going to prove why they deserve that sweep.
I think, yeah, did you see that?
How much the suite was?
That, like, him and
Olivia-
Olivia Culpo couldn't afford a suite?
Well, they could. They were just financially intelligent enough to not spend $2.5 million on a suite.
That's insane, though, dude. $2.5 million?
Did you see the videos that came out about what comes with the suite?
Uh-uh.
It was just a shit ton of food.
That's it.
Awesome.
One of the things that was marketed was a souvenir popcorn bucket.
Oh, how much does that souvenir popcorn bucket cost?
Apparently, it's worth
$300,000.
It's worth like $100K. But
If you want
it
to,
was just a ton
if
of
you want to
food.
help the boys go to the Super Bowl next year and get a dope ass suite, you know what to do. We'll set up a GoFundMe.
That sounds terrible, dude. What? We're just gonna be invited next year. We're just gonna be invited. You doing some math?
If all of our TikTok followers just donated $25 to the GoFundMe, we could get $2.5 million and we could go to the Super Bowl. Just $25.
All 103,000 of them need to donate $25.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you spearhead that campaign. I don't want
You got it.
I don't want my face a part of that. Me and Jack will pull our money together and get a parking spot outside the stadium next year to tailgate.
We'll see how much money they raise. I might get involved.
Yeah, if we start to get up there, if the numbers start to hit six figures, then Jack might shove his face in there. But anything under $100,000, Jack's like,
Sounds like I got some work to do. I'm gonna call. What's that dude's name? That dude on TikTok. Zachary.
Oh, you talking about the dude who does good charity work?
Oh,
MD
God.
Motivator.
You're a piece of shit, dude.
I'm just kidding.
That would be a cool. We'll
It
talk
would be a
about that
cool
later.
collab.
Yeah, except
I'm not asking him for money.
We're sending you to the Super Bowl for $2.5 million. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Why
dude.
should we send you?
I've always wanted to go.
I really like football.
I'm a huge fan, please.
No, that's terrible. That would be a cool collab, but we're not taking the money. By the way, that's
We-
not. That's
We,
the last.
we definitely got to go next year, though, because Joey B's going to be there. So,
Joey Bosa is not going to the Super Bowl.
That's
no,
not who
he's not
talking
going to be
about.
there.
He's talking about Joe Burrow, dog.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh,
He ain't
okay.
going to be there
He's
either,
not gonna be
though.
there either.
Yeah, he is.
That Bengals team is just. They're gonna be worse next year, dude. Not gonna have T. Higgins. Joe Mixon's getting.
We don't need T. He's been hurt.
Joe
He
Mixon.
can't stay healthy.
What happens when
Same
Jamar
thing.
gets hurt
Same-
again?
What happens when
Joe
Joe gets?
Mixon-
What happens when Joe gets hurt again? You cannot point a finger at T and be like he can't stay healthy when Joe Burrow is the world's worst.
Do they? Oh, they do have a first round draft. They're probably just going to take a tackle. So have fun drafting your
Either a,
fourth tackle in 6 years.
either a tackle or we'll get a receiver to replace T.
Probably take Mims
Yeah.
like
Mm.
18, 19. I think it's somewhere around where their draft pick is at.
He should be around there. I think they have 20.
I saw a
18.
mock.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw a mock draft the other day that had the Falcons trading with the Chargers
To go up and get 5.
to get May at 5.
Done.
Yeah, except May is not going to be
Well,
there
May's
at
not flying
5.
till 5, but
That's
if
what I'm
May's
saying.
there at 5, you make that trade in a heartbeat.
Just at this point, give me Justin. I think it's our best bet.
Matt Miller on E ESPN says that the Falcons will take Terrion Arnold at 8.
Good pick.
It's a great pick, except
I was gonna say
You need a
that's who-
quarterback.
I was gonna say that's who I think that if they were gonna take a receiver, it's gonna be him.
who? Keon Coleman.
Says the Bengals are going to take Brian Thomas at 18. I love that pick.
I'm sure you do.
He's a dog, and he's like 6'5".
I'm sure you love that pick.
He's
I'm
a
sure-
better
I'm-
T. Higgins.
I'm sure there's.
He's not better. He
You
could
cannot say better.
What the fuck is that?
a Timu ad on ESPN.
It's like a worm.
Dude, have you
Dwayne Johnson.
Have you watched ESPN lately?
like the on TV?
Like on TV.
I don't really watch TV.
Dude, they have gotten. I don't watch it often, but like when College Game Day was going on and stuff, ESPN has some of the worst infomercials I have ever seen in my life.
Why do they need? I just don't understand why they need infomercials. It's ESPN. You can get anyone to have a
Disney's
commercial.
tanking.
Disney is
Disney's
tanking.
losing a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's why they have Timu on my screen right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have the Cleveland or Miami's favorite beach pool party on my screen. So
The Clevelander, baby. I don't even know what that is.
it's a South Beach
Club.
club, but it's a pool club.
Oh wow! Like there's not pools
Let's
all
click the
over
ad.
Miami.
Let's click the ad. Ooh, they have a watch party. Nice.
Wow! Like every other club on the planet is not going to have a Super Bowl watch party on Sunday.
It's $15 for a drink. You want a bottle of what do you want a bottle of? Patron?
Dom Perignon.
You want a bottle of Patron El Alto? That'll be $600. Thank you very much.
I've never understood that, dog. I can go down to the store and get a bottle of Patron for $80.
But no, you got to pay $600 for this one because it comes with a sparkler.
I can go down. I can go hit the liquor store and get a bottle, the best Patron, for like $80 to $100.
Fuck it, I'll walk in with a
And then
bottle of Patron and a fucking firework from
And
Target.
That's what I'm saying. And then I can go over to Walmart and buy a pack of sparklers.
I'll bring for
For
$600.
$6.
I'll put on a fireworks show. I will have the mortar and everything, and just
For $600, I could do a lot.
I'll send the bottle into the air for $600.
Yeah, I'll put a bottle rocket
Yeah,
upside down in the Patron bottle, and you can watch it shoot up into the air. We'll just do it off my apartment balcony.
All right. It
All right,
seems
yeah, let's do
it seems that we've talked enough. We've talked about as much
Of
of the Super Bowl as we can.
Jack, reach over and make sure he's still breathing.
He's alive.
He's alive.
He's choking on Joe Burrow's dick, though.
Yeah, they're not making the Super Bowl next year, dog.
We'll see. Switch over to the NBA. We got the
Josh
trade.
Allen's making a Super Bowl before Joe Burrow makes another one.
All right, bro, you're smoking crack. The NBA trade deadline. This was this morning at 1:45 a.m. Woj said the Hawks do not appear to have an offer for DeJounte
What did I tell you?
that would return multiple first-round picks.
What did I tell you?
The best package that they have might only include a young player or expiring contract and a single first-round pick.
What did I tell you? He's not getting moved. Because just like John Collins, nobody wants to inherit that contract for a dude averaging like 22, 5, and 5.
I mean, he's only getting paid $16 a year. Oh, wait, no. This was the Spurs contract.
We're
He's
paying him
making-
like 24 a year.
He's making 17.7. His cap hits 18.2.
They signed him to an extension, did they not?
They did.
What's the extension?
The Atlanta Hawks and DeJounte Murray have finalized a 4-year, $120 million extension. He was set to become an unrestricted free agent next season. Yeah, so what?
So right now, he's only
$30 million
making-
a year.
That's not the worst contract.
At least he's producing.
More than John Collins, yes, but
But wouldn't you rather get something than nothing?
what do you mean?
Like, if he's negatively affecting play, why wouldn't you go out and get something?
I don't think he's negatively affecting the team.
Yeah, he's not
It's just-
negatively in.
It just seems like other than Trey and DeJounte, that Hawks team is not built for anything.
DeAndre Hunter had so much potential, and he just hasn't been able to stay on the court. In 5 seasons so far, this is his 5th season. He's only played more than 60 games twice. He has not played 70 or more games in any season so far. So you're just dealing with a guy who can't stay on the court, and then your 4 right now is either Onyeka Okongwu or Sadiq Bey. I mean, you just don't.
Sadiq Bey's been solid.
His defense is good, but you're not really getting any scoring production. And Clint Capella is top 10 in rebounds, but he doesn't offer the team anything else. He's averaging like
11.5.
Yeah. I mean, you're just not. That's the problem is that Trey has got to be. Trey would have to be averaging Embiid points per game right now for us to be 500 or better. You can't win like that. Now, as long as we make the play in, I think we can make the playoffs because Trey is just clutch. So I think he can will us to a playoff series. And then we'll get smacked by like the Celtics or the Bucks.
I mean, right now, with the current playoff picture, if you guys.
Dude, the Cavs, by the way, are the second seed in the East
yeah.
right now. They've won 14 of their last 15 games.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. The Clippers are also 25-5 in their last 30, the best 30-game stretch
Oh, they're
in
the 1 seed
NBA
now.
history.
There's a
The Clippers
four,
are?
There's
As of now, they're the 1 seed now.
Holy shit.
There's a 4-way tie for first place in the West between the Clippers, the Thunder, the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets are
We
all tied.
beat all of them. Why are we not the 1 seed? We have the tiebreaker. We beat maybe not the Clippers, actually.
The Clippers have played 2 less games than everybody. That's why.
We beat the Clippers. We beat every team that's tied with us. We
The
should
Clippers
be
are
above them.
34-15 right now. Everybody below them is 35-16. That's
Why
why.
are we still below the Thunder? We beat them too.
I don't know how NBA tiebreakers work. I have no idea.
How far?
The Suns have made it up to the 6th seed.
The Lakers are climbing.
Let's go.
They're 9th.
They're climbing. They were 10th.
The
They're
Warriors
6-4 in their last 10.
They'll pass the Pelicans.
The Warriors are 5-5 in their last 10.
I feel bad for Clay.
Why?
Because that knee, and he has never been the same since that knee injury. I mean, he
It's
could
also
have.
And
just
like-
age, though.
And like
Yeah, but he never played.
I've
Never
never
played the same since that. He could have been a top 10 shooting guard of all time.
Where does he sit now?
He's probably top 20, but he is closer to 20 than he is to 10.
I
Because he was playing DPOY type defense at the shooting guard position.
I'm looking at lists to see where he stands amongst some NBA experts.
I mean,
This one has him at 14.
like I said, top 20, but I think he would have been a bona fide top 10 shooting guard had he never had that knee injury.
they would have gotten at least
His-
one more ring.
His defense took a huge hit after that because his lateral movement has just never been the same. He's never been as quick.
This one has Klay Thompson at 8.
And I mean,
who
yeah,
were the
he's
first
just-
two. Who were the first two behind him?
George Gervin and Ray Allen. And then
Uh,
T-Mac, and then Vince Carter, and then Reggie Miller, and then Pete Maravich.
That's a terrible list.
Well, in front of him is Clyde Drexler,
Yep.
AI,
Yeah.
Jerry West,
Yeah.
James Harden,
Okay.
Dwayne Wade,
Yeah.
Kobe, Michael Jordan.
I
I think
I don't
Reggie's. I
think-
think Reggie's better than
I think
Clay.
Reggie and Ray are both better than Clay.
I'll take T-Mac over Clay.
I would also take T-Mac over Clay.
T-Mac only averaged 19 points through his career. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. But I guess he played into his.
He played a while. Those final years of his career were not great.
But yeah, Clay's only averaging 17, 3, and 2 right now
They
on
just-
42% shooting.
They just benched him, right?
Clay?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I saw something.
He didn't play the last 7 minutes of their last win, I believe.
I feel bad for Steph. Because I love watching Steph play, and Steph is still playing at a top 10 level in the NBA right now, and he's just got no help.
I just don't get why you would bench. Why would you bench Clay? Moses
know, 'cause-
Moses Moody. Ooh,
Maybe you're trying to find some more defense.
maybe.
Maybe.
Put in AirPods.
I don't know. I haven't. I guess I need to, for the back half of the season, now that football's over too, I'll start watching more of the NBA. It also is one of the more, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? There's more parity in the league this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you have
The only team that looks like better than everyone is the Celtics.
Right now, the Clippers look better than everyone, too. They look unstoppable.
And the Celtics choke. They're choke artists. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, choke artists. So I'm
They've
not
lost
really
their
like,
last 3 home games after winning their previous 19.
I'm not really worried about the Celtics.
Also, the Lakers are only 3 games back of being the 5th seed. So
29 and 20, 27, 25.
How far do you think the Sixers?
I think the Suns are going to continue to climb though. Finally got Beal back. He's playing really good ball. He just dropped 43 on the Wizards on 16 of 21 from the floor. He's found that mid-range game again.
I think if the Lakers can get out of the play-in, they can make a run, like a real run. But-
Everybody says that.
like
every
if
year.
If they can jump like Sacramento,
if they get to the 5 seed,
they get to
Who
the
do you think they're
6.
beating? Out of the top 4 seeds right now, who do you think they're beating?
Who could I see them beating, or
Yeah.
who do I think they're beating?
Who do you think? Because
The
C is a
The Timberwolves. They'd beat us.
because of
Experience.
That
I think
was
they
gonna be
beat the.
what I
I
said,
think they
but-
beat the Thunder.
I don't think they beat the Thunder. I think
I
think
I
Chet
think,
matches up well with AD.
I think 80 bodies Chet.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
I also
mean,
got to see if AD
Chet
can
got
make it.
bodied by Gobert a couple weeks ago.
We'll see.
Chet had 7 points.
I think that team is so talented right now, and they're all playing to their full potential. If they can carry that over into the playoffs, it's going to be a tough team to beat.
Oh, I think they could beat the Clippers.
The Lakers?
Mm-hmm. In a playoff series, I think playoff. I know this is gonna sound
I think
ridey,
it's just a
but
little.
playoff LeBron is another animal. Like I know
Yeah,
it's
so is playoff Kawhi.
not. No one in the NBA can touch playoff LeBron. Playoff LeBron is the best player in the world.
That's not true. Touch is a little ridiculous. I've seen Kawhi go toe to toe with LeBron multiple times in a playoff scenario.
When?
2014 Finals?
His rookie year?
Yeah, he won Finals MVP.
Yeah, but that's
and DPOY.
Yeah, that's also 10 years ago now. Like, that's not playoff Kawhi is not the same. Like, playoff LeBron has been the same.
Playoff Kawhi wasn't the same in 2019.
1 year. Yes, he played well in that series in that year. But when have you seen him take over games like he did in 2019? Besides 2019 and 2014, LeBron has done it every year with every team.
I think he was he not hurt last year?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I think for a team like the Thunder or the T-Wolves, I think it's going to come down with the lack of experience to how they finish the regular season. I think if
I don't disagree with you about the two teams with lack of experience.
like I think
But
if
I
the,
think
I think
saying
if the
that-
Thunder are kind of like stumbling into the playoffs, they lose like 7 of their last 10. I could see them losing their first playoff series because I think they made a play-in game last year and I think they lost it. I don't even think SGA's made a playoff series.
I think he did with Chris Paul when Chris Paul had that crazy year with the Thunder. I think he was there
All right, so last year Kawhi only played 2 games.
all season.
No, in the playoffs. He
Mhm.
was hurt last season.
Mm-hmm.
The year before in LA, he played 11 games,
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes. He averaged. Why are points all the way at the end? He averaged 30.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? I always get this messed up. By the way, do I say assists first or do I say
Assists
rebounds
first.
first? He averaged 30, 4.5, and pretty much 8. The year before, he played 13 games. He averaged 28, 5.5, and 9. The year before, he played 24 games in that Toronto run, 30, 4, and 9. The year before in San Antonio, he played 12, averaged 28, 4.5, and 8. So I don't.
He's closer than I thought, but I still don't think it's playoff LeBron.
I think there's a little bit of meat riding there in LeBron's
Do you think?
age
you
40 season. I think calling Kawhi old and not what he used to be after reading that in 3 of his last 5 playoff appearances, he's averaged 30 or more points. The other 2, he averaged 28 and 28, and saying that he can't compete with LeBron, I think is a little bit of a giving him
I don't
a
think
little
it's-
bit of a stroke job.
I just think playoff LeBron is someone that nobody in the NBA has the capabilities to reach the heights that he can. Last year in the playoffs, LeBron at 30, what was he, 38? Averaged 25, 10, 6.5, 1 and 1 in 16 games as a 38-year-old.
Other than the bubble year, I mean, him and Kawhi have very similar numbers
The points are
in
not
the last
everything.
5.
The
only
points.
I'm not saying just the points. If we're looking just points, Kawhi
Kawhi
has
is-
been beat every year
right.
except for 17, 18.
But I don't.
If we're looking at rebounds, their rebound numbers are pretty much the same. The only thing that LeBron has on
Are his
Kawhi in the
rebound numbers
last,
the same? What does Kawhi average rebounding wise?
it was like 7.5 to 8.5. So LeBron's got him beat by
Like 3. He's like 10 to 11 usually. 9.5.
10
to
last
11.
year, 7 the year before, 11 the year before, and then 9 and 9. So
Like 10.
about a rebound and a half, maybe 2, and then he did average more assists. I just think to say that Kawhi can't touch LeBron in the playoffs is a little bit of a
I hope they play
a
in the
stroke
playoffs.
job.
I hope they play in the playoffs because I think
that Clippers team is much. Okay,
they're much
let's
more
say
talented.
let's say LeBron is the best player on the court in that. I'm taking Paul George right now over anybody the Lakers can put at that position. I'm taking James Harden
Mhm.
over Austin Reeves or D'Lo 10 out of 9 days of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just more
The
of
only
a,
thing
of
that-
a faith in LeBron to make the right plays. I don't know if the Clippers are going to be able to do that come playoff time when every single one wants to be the hero of the playoffs.
I think they've proven so far in their last 30 games that they don't. Nobody's really worried about who's averaging the most or who's putting up MVP numbers. I think they all realize this is the best chance any of them besides probably Russ. Okay, take Kawhi out of it because he's already won 2 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the other 3, Paul George, James Harden, and Russ, this is the best chance any of them have had to win a ring, other than
Mhm.
Russ when OKC blew that 3-1 lead to the Warriors.
Or when they were in the finals.
Yeah, they lost to Miami, though. They were all so young, and they played that stacked big 3. I don't think they had a great chance
No, they
in
didn't.
that finals with the lack of experience there.
With the way the East looks right now, though, with no Embiid, I mean, Embiid will probably come back. But is this the clearest that the Celtics have had to another finals run?
No.
Mm.
Because, I mean, the Sixers are already down to the 5 seed. Cleveland is hot right now, but I do not trust Cleveland to go into Boston. And
Do I trust them? No, but do I think that's an easy series for the Celtics? No.
I actually think it's like
I think the
I think
Celtics.
it's harder because
Donovan Mitchell is an absolute animal.
even a team like the Magic in the 8 seed has given Boston trouble all year. And a
I
team
think the
like
Knicks
I think
have a great chance to make some noise in the
Jalen-
Eastern Conference this year.
Jalen Brunson is. Let me look at
Balling. The dude is playing out of his mind.
I'd call him probably the best point guard in the East right now.
I don't know. Dame still
Dame
gets a
does
lot
exist.
of credit.
I think
Dame
this.
does
I think this
exist.
season Jalen Brunson's playing better though.
Numbers wise, yes, but given
So
give
like,
Dame his first real opportunity in the playoffs, I think Dame can clutch up. I don't think the Celtics have a clear. I think the East
I think
is the most competitive it has been in a long time this year.
I also like Tyrese a little more than I like Jalen Brunson. If he's healthy, obviously.
I'd take Brunson.
I'm not a big Brunson guy.
really,
I'm a huge Brunson
I
fan.
like
That's
Brunson a
saying something
lot.
because I hate the
that's
Knicks
a
as
dude.
a Hawks fan.
That's a dude that.
That's a dude who plays to win.
That's a dude who would play if you paid him 40 mil. Or that's a dude who would play the same if you paid him 800,000.
He's going to go out and play ball because he wants everybody to know that he is a baller. That's somebody who he reminds me, like him and Trey remind me a lot of each other. Constantly hated on, constantly show up in big moments.
I think it's Trey's hated on because of his personality and like
He's
his
kind of
play style. I feel like
He
Brunson
also
isn't
plays
hated.
in
I feel like he's just
Atlanta.
more slept on than hated.
ever
Brunson-
since that series with the Knicks. I feel like not completely, but he's taken on a bit of a villain
Oh,
role.
he's a villain. He's a villain. I would say 100%.
I'm fine with it because when he silenced the crowd at MSG, that's been I haven't had more to cheer for as a Hawks fan in the last decade than when Trey hit that 3 to silence the crowd in MSG and just turns around and just.
But
fuck you, Knicks
honestly,
fans.
now that football's over, I'm interested to see the competition that we see in the
I will
NBA.
get into. We haven't.
We're
It's
obviously
hard for us to talk about the NBA right now because
We're obviously
I don't know
more-
if you've been watching. I have not watched any basketball this year.
I've watched.
The beginning of
amount.
the first half of the NBA season to me always just seems kind of like,
the first half.
like who really gives a shit? The second
other
half,
other than us watching the Braves, it's like the first half of the baseball regular season.
yeah, it's just kind of like who gives a shit. The first 40 games don't
People
normally
are-
seem to mean much.
Pitchers are trying to get used to
Yeah,
ramping it
everybody's
back
trying
up
to get in their
again.
groove.
guys are
and kind
getting
of find their.
ABs.
But now that we are 50 games
We're about
for
to hit the
some
All-Star break.
into the season, I will get into this back half of the season. I'm excited because, like, I'm looking down through here, and it's the most parity I have seen in the league in a while, and the Eastern Conference looks the strongest it's been in,
Couple of years.
I would say, since I can remember
You ready to
watching
watch?
basketball.
You ready to watch the Rising Stars Challenge next weekend?
Sure. Is there something like funny about it? I don't.
It's just part of the All-Star weekend.
It's just the way you said it made me think there was like something funny about it.
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
The Celebrity All-Star game next Friday.
I'm only watching it because Kai's playing in it.
Kai's not. I gotta watch it then because
But they
that'll
have,
be
like-
funny as shit.
They have like Meta World Peace playing it and Micah Parsons.
What is Ron Artest doing playing in a celebrity? First off, that's not a celebrity.
It's just a basketball player.
It's a former NBA
CJ
player.
Stroud is playing.
CJ Stroud.
Is he really? Oh, dude,
Which
that
I
man's
think
got
is-
bunnies.
I don't know how him and Micah are playing. I feel like the Cowboys and Texans organization. I would, if I was the owner, I'd
Be
say
like,
hell
fuck
no.
no.
Go be one of the coaches. You're not playing.
CJ's got hops though.
The coaches are Stephen A. against Shay Shay.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I have really come to enjoy Shannon Sharp. By the way,
I'm-
all it took
The
was for him to
country
get.
artist Walker Hayes is playing in it. 50 Cent is a coach.
Do y'all
50
remember
Cent's a
and,
coach?
and
And
Peyton
Lil-
Manning?
It's Shay Shay, Peyton Manning, and 50 Cent coaching one team. Stephen A., Aja Wilson, and Lil Wayne coaching his
They
team.
got Tunchi on the sidelines. That's gonna be a must-watch game, dude. I gotta see that man faded off the walk.
I don't
on the
know. I don't know
sideline.
half these aren't celebrities.
You know Lily Singh. Were you guys on Vine?
My
A
mom
little
won't let me
bit.
have
Do
it.
y'all remember Superwoman II?
No.
No.
Her name is Lily Singh.
The only guy I remember is
I don't know any of these people. These are not celebrities. These are Illuminati people.
the,
This girl, her name
Chill
is
out, man.
Superwoman. She was.
I like
super-
living.
She was unbelievably popular on Vine. She's playing in the game.
Yeah, I don't know her. Like I said, my mom wouldn't let me have Vine. The only thing I remember
And
is
how
like
are
people
people-
showing me shit, and my favorite guy on there was this guy. He made some funny ass videos. One of my favorite was he like walks up to his back door and he's like, "Oh, the weather outside is," and he opens his door and there's like 2 feet of snow outside, and he just goes, "Oh, the weather outside is awful. It's just awful." It's one of my favorite vines of all time.
I know a lot of Vines. I don't know that one off. the
That
top.
How
dude
are-
was hilarious.
How
but
is
that's
she
it.
able to still hold on to her Vine fame though in 2024?
Well, now she's like, she's done a bunch of other stuff now.
What's
Um,
the celebrity? Let me look up the celebrity.
Also, speaking of things we weren't
All-star.
allowed to have as children, she's a Canadian YouTuber and now she hosts a TV show.
Okay.
By the way, I wasn't allowed to play COD as a child. I had never played a first person. I've never played a shooting video game until Fortnite. That was the first time I
Really?
ever played it.
I wasn't a big video game person growing up to begin with.
In the last 4 days, I have discovered Call of Duty with Bobby. Bobby and I have been playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's an addiction. It is so much fun. It's like I'm learning how to play and I'm having so much fun.
So
And
my,
I'm,
s- my
I
s-
swear off video games, but I'm like,
I'll get into God. My sister is
Bruh.
a Marine, and she lives in Yuma, Arizona, so the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
yeah.
And she has nothing better to do, and she's got a lit ass like gaming setup, like
She just plays
PC
COD?
setup. She runs COD, dude.
I bet she does.
runs COD. And I'm like, man, you're cheating. You're out here getting real tactical training, and then you're coming
Yeah.
onto the game like spreading all this shit. But she's begging me to get COD. She's like, you would love it.
I'm-
It's so much
I'm
fun.
probably about to spend some money to buy it.
And I'm just like, man, I don't want to spend $60 on a
It's
fucking video
It's cheaper
game.
right now because it came out a little while ago. I don't know what the price is.
Probably like $49.99.
But I will say, my mom was right. Parents in general, you should not be playing that game if you're not like.
It's 7.
You should not be playing that game unless you're like 15 or so. I don't think you should be able to play that game if you can't drive. That's my bold like.
It encourages.
It's so
some-
violent.
It encourages some really
Behaviors.
interesting behaviors.
And
Yeah, when part of the game is like, oh my god, my gun's out. Let me run up behind somebody and or like that on
Yeah.
their neck. Yeah, probably not the best thing
Even
for a
just the-
9-year-old to see.
I don't think you should be playing that game.
And it's
unless you
funny
can
too,
drive.
as you get older, you realize like your parents were right.
Oh yeah.
You were always like, man, what the fuck? Y'all are lame. Like, you just don't want me to have any fun. And then you get older and you're like,
Good call.
I really appreciate you.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah,
I
you really
should
did.
not
You
have
did,
been playing that.
you did a great job. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. You are right, though. This fucking. This
Kinda
lineup
whack.
is kind of ass. I
D-
know
oh.
the coaches are obviously lit.
Shay Shay's team is Micah.
I know Annual AA. He's a huge Latin pop star.
I know
I know
Micah,
Kai Cenat.
Kai.
Walker Hayes is
Walker
a country.
I don't
Hayes.
even know who
That's
that is.
Sir.
I know Micah.
Sir is like an R&B artist.
I don't know who that is.
Y'all
I know.
y'all know T Jazz.
I know. Yeah, I know Tristan Jazz. I know.
Meta World Peace.
Quincy Isaiah
And CJ.
is an actor known for his leading role as Magic Johnson in an HBO show of the Lakers
Oh, yeah,
dynasty.
yeah.
I don't know Adam Blackstone.
Speaking of,
Who is- Jack Ryan.
oh,
He
that's
is-
an actor, isn't it?
He's a basketball entertainer.
Jack Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh, I'm thinking of the movie Jack.
Yeah,
Tom
my-
Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan with the guy from The Office,
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. That is a fantastic show on
Oh,
Prime.
okay, so he's like a Harlem Globetrotter kind of guy. Cool.
Who?
Just Jack Ryan guy.
Interesting. It's just
Speaking
yeah,
of
it's kind of a bad
celebrities in
lineup.
sports, did y'all see the thing about Bieber in the NHL? So he did the NHL All Star game, right? And they did a little like celebrity challenge where, and apparently, he did like incredible. So he was a
Yeah, he was a
hockey
fantastic
prodigy.
hockey
Until he was
player.
14, he was a prodigy. Like he already had college offers at 14, and
He just decided to blow up and be.
yeah, he
That song
decided-
was a banger in like 2013.
But he
Usher gets on that track.
it was hard, but he had 3 private workouts with
Seriously?
NHL teams.
Could you imagine Bieber just hops
Like
on
there's
on the
legitimate
ice?
speculation that Bieber is going to be an NHL,
How
have an
old
NHL
is he
contract.
now?
He's like 30 something, maybe 30, 29.
You don't hear about him
not
much
even.
anymore.
Like he's probably like 24.
He's
I don't know.
29.
Oh, damn. Good guess.
He did a really good job of like he got famous, did all his dumb shit young, so he had an excuse to do all this dumb shit. Gets past it, everybody's still, and he's still got one of the most dedicated fan bases in all of the entertainment industry, but you really don't hear about him much. He just kind of like stays to himself. I'm like, that's what I'm trying to do.
But there's like real speculation that he's going to get a contract.
That would be insane. He might get a contract just
Bieber-
because of the fan base that
Bieber
he would
jersey
attract.
sales would be unbelievable.
Astronomical.
It would be actually be insane.
Astronomical.
And it's like if you gave Taylor Swift
an NFL
like if
contract.
DeAndre Swift went to the Chiefs,
His jersey
over.
sales, ridiculous.
it's over.
Ridiculous. Let me get a Swift
Chiefs jersey.
Chiefs
yeah,
jersey.
It's over. Imagine if he picks number 13. It's over.
Over. I saw something so funny the other day. You know, she just came out with like her new album, or the album covers out.
No. I
Her
didn't
new
look.
old album.
It's fucking stupid what Taylor. She literally just rewrites her songs and re-sings them and is like, please
Well,
take this
you
and
know
give
what
me
she-
all money.
You know why she does that, right?
Because she doesn't have to write new songs.
No, it's because all of her albums, when she first wrote them, were all under like management companies or like record labels.
Well, now she's independent, right?
Now she's independent. She made money. Don't get me wrong. She
But
made
They
money.
took a significant
But they
cut.
took
Yeah,
a
yeah.
significant cut. All she has to do now is change the music up a little bit
I still
and
hate it.
re-record it, and she gets 100% of those sales, and people will buy the albums.
I respect it, but I don't respect it at the same time.
I respect it. I respect it because like I listened to I read something from Morgan Wallen the other day, who I love listening to, and he released one of his first EPs has one of his most iconic songs of all time.
Spin You Around.
Spin You Around. Well, when he wrote it and he like laid it out in an Instagram post, he's like, when I wrote this, it wasn't up to my standard of music. The EP was not what I wanted it to be, but the record label was pushing me to put something out. So I had to put this out. He's like, after all these years and everything of fighting and lawyers and all this kind of shit, I have finally got the rights to my own music back. So he rewrote it. The music is different. It's more of like an acoustic track and not like so much production behind it. And he re-recorded it and he re-released it. And it sounds different. So I respect it in terms of you've got all these management companies and labels and all these guys who really take advantage of people who really are just trying to create some art. So I don't mind you putting back out your own shit and giving a big middle finger to the music industry.
Yeah.
But I saw that album cover and C-Bum and Raw Nutrition put him on the cover and like put something else on it. It was hilarious. So I thought that was
That's
pretty funny.
The
Off track
Jazz.
as hell. This has been one of the most.
The
I hope
Jazz
you
are
guys like to
trading.
just listen to bullshit. By the way,
Yeah, it's just a bunch of what we throw out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
this is
Jazz are trading-
league shattering.
Simone Fontecchio to the Pistons.
Who
League
the
shattering.
fuck is that?
28-year-old out of Italy. Apparently he
Again,
had
who the hell is
attracted
that?
apparently he had attracted significant attention at the trade deadline and is still expected to be a well-pursued player in restricted free agency this summer.
I've never heard of him.
He's a 28-year-old out of Italy. It's his first season in
He's
the
averaging
NBA.
8 and 0. Oh, that was against Phoenix. What is he averaging this year?
He's averaging 9, 3.5, and 1.5 on 45% shooting.
And he's like sought after?
Supposedly.
Interesting.
He's gonna
He's
go.
played-
He's gonna help the Pistons rebuild.
I don't think anybody can help that
They're
rebuild.
just trying to get the 9th win. Anyway, we
The
wanna jump
Pistons.
in-
Oh God, the Pistons got rid of Kevin Knox. Such a bust.
terrible.
He was a number 6 overall pick.
They had to get rid
No,
of
he's number 9,
Kevin Knox.
I believe. You can double check, man.
He
I
was
feel
top
like
10.
I feel like he was 9.
You remember some weird numbers, man.
9th overall
The
in
hell?
18.
2018.
Why do you know that though? That's such
Numbers,
terrible.
numbers just stick.
so
The
odd.
most points he's averaged in a season since he got drafted was his rookie season. He averaged 12.8 points that year.
The NBA draft, man. Something interesting.
I was doing really quick. Speaking of that,
He's a former Hawk.
he played for a year
Yeah.
there, right?
He did.
17 games. He averaged
He was ass.
2.7 points.
Yeah.
I was doing a video the other day with Aaron, and I was reading off my phone. I was reading off his stats, and I think he thinks that I have his stats memorized because he's like, "How the fuck do you remember all this?"
And you're like,
And I'm like, I'm like, it was like, "Do you have higher or lower than 30 interceptions?"
I'm on Sports Reference, Aaron.
Yeah, I was like, I looked him up, and then I wrote him on my phone. And he's, but there are some weird, like, just numbers that do stick, and that is weird. But it's probably autism. But yeah, I think he thinks I memorize all of these.
Don't say
You-
that, man, because the fans are just gonna double down on you on that.
That's fine. I'm proud.
You
If it means-
obviously then saw the car that Carson Beck just bought, right?
Speaking of autism, that was started. That was a stupid purchase.
He bought a Urus,
He bought a
Yeah.
Urus
and what it
paired for
you-
Monte.
like a special edition,
$270,000.
and we paid him $2.
Pretty sure. It's just not like a very good car. Like it's pretty, but it's not a good car.
I don't. At that point, I would have just went and bought like an Aventador or something, dude.
Next
But-
time I see him, I'm gonna smack him on
No,
the back
you're
of the head
not.
and say like, "Stupid ass purchase."
No, the fuck you're not.
Give me a ride, please.
You're really gonna hope. You're really gonna hope he doesn't watch that particular part of the. I'm gonna clip that and put it on our TikTok.
Mm.
Just
Don't do that.
Carson Beck's dumbass Urus purchase by Jack Wright.
Well, I agree that it's a dumb. I just don't like the car, so that's why
I
think
just
it's a
don't
dumb
think it makes
purchase.
sense to spend a tenth of your annual salary right now
Well, I mean,
on a Urus, but I guess he probably
The
didn't
way-
go
the
buy it
way-
in cash.
the way I would think about it is Georgia just paid me $2 million to come back and play
have
football
money
for
to
one more year, and
I'm gonna be a top 10
he's
pick. as
he's
long
going to
as
be
I
a
don't
first
get-
round pick next year. He's
I
going to
would've
make his.
put-
He's going to make.
He'll be
more
top
money.
10.
I would have put $1.9 million in the bank, and gave myself $100,000 to spend this year.
Well, I mean, he could have spent less than $100,000 on that car.
Go get a fucking Nissan Altima for $25,000.
I don't think if I got $2 million, I'm not driving an Altima. I'm just
If I go to the nicest, the only car difference, I'm buying like an A7,
I
which
would
is
go
like
buy,
which is like a $50,000 car.
I
It's
would go
nothing
buy an F-250. So my truck
So
would
like,
be worth
was
like,
that $75,000?
the one I want's like 100,
Fuck that.
but I mean 100 if I just made $2 million, and I'm not an idiot, so I'm not gonna go buy my car in cash.
Yeah, I
And
just
you
don't
got to
think
think like he doesn't have the expenses that regular people have. He's not going to pay for a
Yeah,
single meal.
he's not paying for living. He doesn't pay to
I just
eat.
don't. I think the idea. I think the logic that like I was just given $2 million is and like it's just mine to spend now is
I
kind of the
didn't say
wrong.
that.
I know,
I
but,
didn't- that's not
but
what
I
I'm
feel like
saying.
that's with a purchase of almost $300,000. I feel like that's kind of what it is. Like
Again, though, I mean, I think Uruses are heavy enough to be considered a tax write-off.
he's
so-
not He's not thinking about taxes.
You don't know. I mean, he could have an accountant. He could have a whole.
I bet he does have a
business staff.
financial
He's
advisor.
probably- yeah, I'm sure.
But
Again,
He also probably didn't walk in there and write a check and be like, "How much?"
yeah,
does
he
this thing
didn't buy
cost?
that car in cash.
yeah,
I hope he didn't. That's real dumb.
If he did, then yes, you can slap him.
Yeah, you can call that stupid as shit. But
we'll see.
I
I'll
don't
ask
think.
him. I'm gonna say like, did you pay for that in cash, or did you lease it, or what'd you do?
I mean,
and if he's like, no, I brought the cash. Stupid.
yeah, then you're gonna get jumped by all of Athens.
Now,
He'll just beat my ass. Athens doesn't need. I don't need. He doesn't need Athens' help.
Oh, you know who followed the pod the other day?
Who?
Stackhouse.
Yeah. I told him about. We were talking about it. And I
Yeah,
was like,
he followed us on IG.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're out there, man, we want you on the pod.
He said he'd be happy to.
You
So
just got to go up to Athens.
Yeah.
We'll do it. And just
yeah, I'll talk to him about it because I just don't. Then becomes the clashing of, like, if I'm like, hey Jake, we don't want your money, or we don't want like to be a part of TPL, but we want your athletes.
I didn't say all of them.
We want an athlete, but
did
I'll talk
did
to
they
him
all
about it.
sign like?
Uh,
we could talk
NDAs?
about
I
this
don't know.
not on the
Yeah,
episode.
not on the
Yeah.
episode. Probably not.
But I'll
probably not
talk,
the best.
I'll talk to him about it. I'll see him.
I also have no legal counsel, so I should
Yeah.
probably keep my mouth shut.
Well, anyway. I'll talk to him next time I see him.
Shout out in his ear, baby.
Shout out Nas. Big stack. To try and reroute where we're going with this podcast,
It's been for me, it's been such a fun episode to record.
to just talk.
I hope you guys enjoy it. This is kind of what it'll be post NFL season.
Fuck it then. I also just started listening to Green Day for the first time. I've
Like the
never
band?
The band.
I don't think I've ever listened to Green Day.
Awesome. Go listen to on the way home. Listen to 21 Guns.
21 Guns by
It is-
Green Day.
You've definitely heard a Green Day.
It's
It's
like
song.
the
alternative music,
dun-
right?
21 Guns.
Oh, I think I've
lay
heard that.
down your
Have you heard the Have you heard
arms.
this? Have you heard the song that's like
Dun, dun, dun.
"Today is the greatest day ever"?
And it's like, don't want to be an American idiot. Dun, 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 dun.
It's like alternative rock.
Yeah, it's
I have one of
Listen
their
to
songs on
21
my
Gu-
gym playlist. It's really
listen
solid.
to 21 Guns. It is. I've
right, we
probably
gotta-
listened to it 30 times.
I gotta hit back tonight, and I think it's gonna have to be a rock vibe, just because I'm a little tired, and like I gotta murk it, and gotta hit them dumbbell rows real hard. So
I've put on 9 pounds in a week and a half.
Jesus.
I've been going to the gym 5 times a week for the last 3 weeks, and I put on 9 pounds.
I just started a cut on Monday, and I'm super excited about it.
I am trying to eat as much food as humanly possible.
Good for you. I still am eating 3,000 calories a day on a cut, but I'm trying to get rid of the tub here. I'm ready to see the abs back.
Yeah.
So super excited about the cut. Shout out Lewis. Let's get these abs back, baby. Let's get there.
Do we just want to fly through our points just so we can hit?
Yeah, you
some
want to
of
hit
them?
all the segments real quick?
Yeah, we can just fly through.
Yeah,
them.
we can go through them. All right. So, very unorthodox podcast. Let's go ahead and hit a few of these segments. So, Mega Moment presented by From the Stands.
Yeah, from us.
From us. Presented
Um,
by us. Jack, I'll let you go first.
My mega moment is fans of offense in the NBA. Just fans in general who like to see scoring, and I think it's also just the general. It's the NBA in general, because if you're watching a game that has 85 points in 60 minutes of play, that's boring basketball. For the casual viewer, that's boring basketball, and so more points draws the attention of more casual people who aren't exactly in tune with the NBA. So if Danny wants to watch an NBA game, she's like, why they only score a point every 2 or like a point and a half every minute? That's stupid. Whereas if they're scoring 150 points, it's good for the casual fan.
Okay. I can agree on casual fan.
And
Me
so
as
it's
a-
good for it's for the fans of offense as well. That's what I was saying. Casual fans and fans of offense.
I grew up watching the NBA. Like, I grew up watching. Like, I was a big Kobe fan. I liked watching Dirk. I was a huge Tim Duncan fan. So for me, where basketball is at right now, I hate it.
I don't
I
mind
hate
it.
seeing no defense, bad ball spacing, bad ball movement, tons of ISOs. Like, to
But
me,
just
that's
how
boring.
It's just where it's going.
So I don't. That's
Steph
fine.
Curry. Thanks, Steph Curry, for that.
I mean,
Honestly, you
because
can thank
wo-
AI and Kobe for that.
just because a few of the game's greatest of all time were good at it, didn't mean we needed to have guys like
You can really thank Adam Silver for that.
Yeah.
He has implemented rules and ways to play to generate offense. I don't know who the commissioner.
I don't disagree with your take. For the casual fan, it is
It's
a
good
lot
for the NBA.
easier.
It's good for the NBA because it's giving them money. and
It
more
is a lot
viewers.
easier to watch the Pacers go out and put up 142 and win a game 142 to 136. It's a lot more exciting as a casual fan.
than
than
to
it
watch
would
the
be to
Rockets
watch.
put up 89 points.
I'm not going to watch the Rockets to begin with, but to go watch like the Celtics beat the Bucks, 99 to 95. Yes, it's much more exciting to watch.
I like that game better.
That's the
I mean,
game
like
I like
real-
to watch. As
yeah,
a
yeah,
real that's what I'm saying. So I'm glad that you threw that in there for the casual fan,
Mhm.
for the fan that doesn't watch a lot. The 99 to 95 game to me is much better because you had real defense, you had real ball spacing,
Intensity.
intensity, ball movement, like everybody was involved. But I don't disagree with that. That's a good mega moment, Lance.
This one's a little random. I was talking to you about it last night. We didn't get to film an episode last week, or else I probably would have talked about it then. My mega moment is the greater Cincinnati, Ohio area and Kroger. Shout out Kroger. Kroger installed 14 kiosks across Cincinnati to where you can sports bet at Kroger.
Oh, I did see this.
You
I
can
did see
you
this.
can get your weekly groceries, and you can
Get your fix.
you can bet those money lines, and you can win some money at a fucking Kroger.
Is Underdog on there?
I don't believe Underdog
Whack
is on
ass
there.
Kroger.
So
White Kroger.
we can't do it here.
We can't.
We can't do anything here. Let's be honest. That's what I was telling him last night. Georgia is behind on two things right now,
Sports betting.
and marijuana. Behind
They're
the curve on
They're
both.
both coming.
I've been to Denver, Colorado. Those people are a lot nicer. Even the homeless people downtown are a lot nicer.
I think you've also been. I don't know if you've been to California, but you've also seen California, and those people are not near.
That's political policies. That has nothing to do with marijuana. That's
But-
that's the governor, and that is political policies. Do not.
We don't have to get into politics.
We're not going to, but don't throw marijuana under the bus like that.
But as an
it's
as-
medicinal, baby. Medicinal.
as an avid degenerate and gambler, I love this. This is good for the sports world. This is awesome for the sports world.
Great for Vegas.
Hey.
There's nothing I've wanted more than to go pick up. Let's go pick up some food for the big game tonight. Oh shoot, dude! Kickoff's in 30 minutes. I forgot to bet before the game. Awesome. Thanks, Kroger. I got the money line.
Shout out all
I-
the dads out there that are now going
I
to be
just-
able to go grocery shop and actually enjoy it
What do you
just-
think?
because they can throw some
How
bets out while
much
they're
do you
there.
think this affects the population of the crackheads who are hitting slots in the gas stations, like that are in the back doing slots in the gas stations?
They're
How
not
much
moving.
do you think?
They're
you don't-
not. No, they're
you
not
don't
moving
think
off
so?
them slots machines.
Kroger
I've
doesn't
seen-
put up with that.
I have seen some of those crackheads at those slot machines. They're not moving. Hey, they are not moving.
I saw somebody lose $1,000 in one of those gas station slot machines.
Oh, I've seen people lose more.
It's crazy.
I've seen people lose more, and all I went in there to buy was like
A
some
honey bun.
dip or a water.
Kroger's not
And,
putting up
and
with
somebody just lost $1,500 on a slot machine.
that.
I'm
But
like,
this is awesome for the sports world. I can't wait to do this in
you
my
know
local.
the dads in the greater Cincinnati area right now are fucking raising their fists in the air and fucking punching the ceiling at how happy they are.
I can't wait to do this in my own local grocery store.
'Cause-
So Kroger in Cincinnati, that is my mega moment.
That's your mega moment. Man, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go?
The Falcons hiring of a head coach.
I could.
We haven't talked. That hasn't been talked
We
about.
could. I thought about
he
it.
doesn't. He doesn't.
You know what?
He doesn't talk about it like it's a mega moment, though.
You know what? I will go there. I'll go mega moment. I'll go Raheem Morris. And here's the only reason why. I think it was a reach of a hire. And I'm just going to be honest. Obviously the Buccaneers teams that he coached for 3 seasons were not great. So I'm going to give him some grace there. He has already been in Atlanta. He went 4-7
I think it was
7.
3-7.
4-7 in 11
7.
games.
Yeah, yeah.
In 11 games. Here's what I will say about Coach Heem. One,
Crispy dap up with the GM.
Crispy dap up with Terry, bro. Crispy.
Crispy. That's giving me
Crispy.
the most confidence if I'm a Falcons fan.
Second, I haven't seen even just the social media team this happy about a hire in a long time. Some of the photos and the photo ops with Raheem and Terry, dudes are smiling, they're laughing, they're happy. I didn't see none of that with Arthur. Fourth,
I think it's because Arthur's a dweeb.
he is. Fourth, as an Atlanta native, I'm not normally big on this. I don't normally I like to just call a spade and sports is sports. But for the Atlanta community, it is huge to have the first black
Mhm.
coach in Falcons history
Mhm.
that doesn't have an interim tag on it. I think for the community, for the fan base,
We do have a very predominantly black fan base. The Falcons do as well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think for the fan base, it is huge. It's monumental. And I think it's really going to rally the fans around the team in this first year to go and support Raheem Morris
First
And
move,
to have a young guy, too.
and to have a young guy.
go get a young black quarterback. Go get Justin Fields.
Go get Jaden Daniels.
So
It ain't happening.
it's not. We're not trading. We can't trade
Jaden
up that
Daniels,
high.
you are a New England
He
Patriot.
is. Unfortunately, he's going to go play for Jared Mayo. At least it's not Bill. But Raheem Morris is going to get my mega moment because, like I said, I felt like there were some more qualified guys out there.
Would you rather have Vrabel? It's pretty much either Vrabel or Belichick or I guess Raheem Morris or Ben Johnson announced that he was staying.
We had interviewed Anthony Weaver and Mike McDonald.
You'd rather have, Mike McDonald would have been good. That would have been my number one.
But the city seems excited. The GM seems excited. That seems like it's going to be a match made in heaven between them two. The players are excited. Drake London posted about it. Kyle Pitts posted about it. Bijan posted about it. The players are excited, and the community is excited. So that is why he'll get my mega moment. He's got to prove something to me on the field this year. I need to see my first winning season since the 17 season.
If you don't get a quarterback, then
I need to see 9 wins this year.
what if you don't get a quarterback?
Then I'm going to give him some grace because I don't think anybody can do anything with Desmond Ridder. But just what it meant to the community and how excited I have seen everybody around the organization so far about the hiring, I will give it my mega moment. And I'm really rooting for him too, by the way. Like, I don't want anybody to get it mixed up that I'm going to be like on the outside looking in and only support next year if we're good, because I supported Arthur Smith's bitch ass for 3 seasons. And he went 7-9, 7-10, 7-10. So
An unnamed TikTok group, sorry to cut you off, but an unnamed TikTok group posted, I'm not going to name them because I don't want to shout them out.
no
but-
free shout outs.
No free shout-outs.
Shout out Bussin' with the Boys, but no free shout outs.
But they posted a trivia video where you were naming the previous head coach. It's very weird that Dan Quinn was the previous head coach. Like, it feels like that was a long
time ago.
long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the head coach right before Arthur Smith. Do
Yeah.
you know who it was before Zach Taylor?
Hell no.
Oh, no, I do. I don't remember his name, but I have
I
his
can
face.
see his face. Like, his face is vivid, but I can't think. Marvin something.
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. Yeah.
Can you tell me who the Browns was? This was a fun. I loved watching this
Before
video.
Kevin Stefanski.
Before Stefanski. If you get this one, I will be so impressed.
It was an interim guy, right?
No,
We're
he was-
talking like
yeah,
actual
no,
because
interim does not count.
okay, because Raheem would have been the last before Arth.
Was it Freddie Kitchens?
It was Freddie Kitchens. Good pull. Can you
Damn.
name the Giants?
Before Daboll?
There was one guy in between Daboll and the old
Coughlin?
white and Coughlin.
Tough one too. I think they got him from the Patriots or the Bills, one of the two.
So it wasn't like it wasn't McDaniels or Patricia.
He only lasted like a year and a half or 2 years.
I think I
Mm.
know. You said unnamed, so I think I know who probably played this game. Terrible video idea, but I'll keep trying to guess.
Alliteration name. Same letter first name, same letter last name.
That doesn't help me at all.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna get
Joe Judge.
it. Joe Judge. Jeez, dude.
I thought that was cool.
That would have been a good pull.
It was a fun video to watch because like
Shut up, Jack. Anyways, yeah, I need him to prove something to me on the field this season. But in terms of just how excited everybody seems, that's going to be my mega moment. And like I said, I don't want people to get it twisted. I am a fan through and through until the day I die. Unfortunately, I am a Falcons fan. I have been there the last 3 7-win seasons. I was there in the 4-win season. I was there when we lost the Super Bowl, and I have been there every year prior since I have been alive. I am rooting. There is nobody in the greater Atlanta area that is rooting for Raheem Morris more than I am. I just felt like it was a little bit of a settle. That's all I'm going to say about it. But I will be rooting for you, Raheem. I hope you do some big things in Atlanta, and I really like that the culture already seems to be taking its shape in your first couple weeks being here. So congratulations to Raheem, and that's going to be my mega moment of the week.
I can start with mid moments because it is
The good with the bad, baby.
it's the parallel to my mega. So we talked about the high scoring offenses. There have been 15 50-plus performance games this season, by the way, so far in 3 months, which is unheard of in terms of trajectory. The last 3 players to score between 60 and 69 points have all lost. Cat scored 62 against the Hornets. Scored 4 points in the fourth quarter, by the way. 4 points in the fourth quarter. We were just kind of he got cold. We were just kind of feeding him. Lost against the Hornets. D-Book put up 62 against the Suns. Lost by double
The
digits.
Pacers.
Pacers, I mean. Lost by double digits. And Steph Curry put up 60 against the Atlanta Hawks and lost. So points don't always amass to wins. But how the hell do you lose when one of your players puts up more than half of your
century mark?
Yeah, more than half of what you're supposed to score in a whole game by himself. So that's it's really hard for me to imagine putting up 62 and losing the game. So
your mid moment is
Cat, Curry, and Devin Booker, or the teams around them.
okay. Lance.
My mid moment is the Philadelphia 76ers' chances without Joel Embiid. They're 30-19. They're 4-6 in their last 10, and their starting lineup is Tyrese Maxey, DeAnthony Melton, Tobias Harris, Nicholas Batum, and Paul Reed is now their starting
Paul Reed
lineup.
had a game against the Nuggets. That first game that Embiid was out, or the game that Embiid ducked, Paul Reed had like 30 points.
This season, in 34 games with Joel Embiid, they are 26-8. In 15 games without Joel Embiid,
4-11.
they're 4-11.
I love StatMuse.
They have the 12th hardest schedule remaining in the NBA. They have to play the Celtics one more time, the Clippers twice, the Thunder, the Cavs 3 times, the Knicks 3 times, and the Bucks twice.
That is such a cool graphic.
And they only play the Pistons, Wizards, and Spurs one more time apiece.
Yeah, StatMuse is goated.
That's
This
Tankathon.
This is Tankathon.
Shout out StatMuse. Shout out Tankathon. I love both of them.
But that team will not.
They'll get decimated.
Yeah, they might. Let me see. The East. Show me the East. They could fall into a play-in spot with
They
that
could.
with that team.
They're
That-
only 3 games above it right now.
And Maxey will continue to ball, but Melton is not good.
Batum
Paul
is-
Reed is not good.
Batum is average.
Batum is below average.
Well below average.
And then they've got like Pat Bev and Kelly Oubre coming off the bench. You telling me that team's going to win 50-plus games this year with no Embiid? They're 30-19 right now. They'll probably
They're probably not winning another 20 games.
They'll probably win 40. They'll probably go like 45 and 38.
they'll probably make a play-in spot, and Embiid will have to come back and will that team to a fucking playoff series. They'll have to win 2 games just to make the playoffs.
45 and 37. I was saying.
So
do the math.
I think they're cooked. So that's my mid moment. The Sixers need help Joel Embiid get a 3.
All right, my mid moment. Gonna hop over to the MLB.
Oh boy.
My-
I'll sit out this one.
You can probably get in on this one a little bit. My mid moment is the Oakland Athletics and the city of Las Vegas. The mayor of Las Vegas went on a podcast the other day and said that the A's should do everything they can to stay in Oakland.
I just saw a picture of this lady. It's pretty bad.
Why? What was her reasoning?
So
I'll read
you
that
kind
article on
of
ESPN.
I'll kind of read you some of the key points off of here. Goodman said the team's stadium plan. Oh, I saw her. Yeah, I saw her right here. She looks like if they did 101 Dalmatians in
Cruella de Vil.
live action,
I was gonna
she would
say.
be Cruella de Vil.
She looks like she pinned her cheeks, like the skin on her cheeks to her ears.
Yeah, she did. It's called Botox.
Yeah.
So Carolyn Goodman is her name, by the way. Miss Goodman said that the team's stadium plan does not make sense and that the A's ownership should go back to the drawing board and pitch a new plan in the Bay Area. I personally think the A's have got to figure out a way to stay in Oakland to make their dream come true. She also took to social media later to add context and said she was excited about the prospect. Yeah, after the fact.
How mad are you if you're the contractor of this stadium?
Oh, I'm pissed.
Like the mayor who has the power to pull it back, who you've already agreed to a deal with. The deal has already been made, right? Like they're already going to Vegas.
$1.5 billion stadium.
I'd be so mad.
She said, excited about the prospect of the MLB in her city, though she didn't back off her statement that Oakland and the A's should try to make their relationship work in a perfect world. She added, should that fail, Las Vegas has shown that it is a spectacular market for Major League sports franchises. Yeah, the A's ballpark is planned for a 9-acre parcel on the Las Vegas Strip, and Goodman said the congestion makes the site less attractive than a larger site in North Las Vegas.
It is so crowded there. Like, it's crazy. I wish they would have done something away from, like, Vegas. Like, just move it, like the Benz isn't downtown. It is just outside of downtown, which I think is in a great spot. Like,
yeah,
another
you
one?
can park a lot of places
Yeah,
around
yeah,
there and
yeah.
walk up to the stadium.
not like-
Truist is in a good spot.
Yeah, Truist is also like 20 minutes from downtown.
Truist
Atlanta.
is in Cobb County. It's not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
considered Atlanta. It's not in Fulton.
Yeah, it's like
But they were able
the
to
strip
put
is so packed.
they were able to put a lot more restaurants and hotels and
experience.
make it an experience.
With like the battery, they have space to do the battery.
They wouldn't have been able to do that if they put it downtown.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I
it's-
don't disagree with her. I think the mid moment for me comes from the
The
deal has
situation.
been made, right? Like,
Yeah,
all the fans in Oakland have went through all this turmoil, losing all their teams, and now you've got the mayor of Las Vegas saying we don't even want him. We don't want him. You're
It's gonna-
coming here. Your fan base is devastated. Oakland has nobody to root for anymore, but we don't want you.
It's the first politician I've ever seen put the feelings of other human beings ahead of money. So maybe mini mega
I don't
moment for
know.
Carolyn Goodman.
I don't know if she's like really putting it above money. I think it's just going to cause a lot of issues for her in terms of like city planning and shit like that. I think it's just
And like
It's-
later on down the road,
yeah,
like,
it's making more work for her. I don't think she's really like, oh, the fans of Oakland really need their team and like it would be so good. She's not saying like, oh, it would be fantastic for Oakland. She's saying it's going to be a lot of fucking work for me and I don't want to do it. Is the way I have interpreted what
I don't interpret
she
it
has
as a
going
people
on.
thing. I interpret it as like the traffic's going to be insane, so we're going to have to build new roads, which is more taxpayer money, which is more money. Like in general, like
and
it's
they're already using almost $400 million in public funding.
damn. Vegas better start making some money. I guess they are, but
They
make
do.
more money.
They do.
They will make that in like 4 days. Did you see how much money is going to be bet on the Super Bowl?
Oh, I saw the number, but I don't remember it.
Like $23 billion.
All from good, hardworking, middle class Americans.
Yeah.
Kind of sad the way the system was set up, but
crazy.
we could go on for days about that.
Anyway,
That's my main moment though. Is just the poor Oakland A's. Oakland don't
So
want
sad.
them. Vegas don't want them.
Oakland athletics in general. Oakland athletics. Haha. Oakland sports.
Yeah.
So sad.
Sad.
Um,
All right, we will. You want to hit hot takes this week? Is there really
I have a quick one.
Okay, go ahead.
Justin Fields is a Falcon.
I fucking hope so, dude.
I think he's a Falcon. I think there's no doubt in my mind that the Bears are going to go. It makes too much sense to go Caleb Williams now.
then try
Than
Fields for
try
another
Fields
year
and have to
then
pay
be like,
him. You got to pay him. That's the big problem. Is you got to pay him.
let's pay him.
So, I think Justin Fields is a Falcon.
I fucking hope
I don't
so.
see another destination that makes a ton of sense.
I don't think we'll have to give up a ton for him either.
A second and a fifth. That's what I've been saying for 5 months or 3
I
months.
told you
is
I'm
a
cool with
second and
that.
a fifth.
I said I'm not giving up 8.
You're not going to have to give up 8. I think my deal that I came up with 2 weeks ago is the perfect deal to put the Falcons into contention. With the George Pickens deal with the Steelers. I'll say it again.
Yeah,
So
I don't remember. I don't recall.
the Falcons trade for Justin Fields. They trade a second and a fifth. Let's say a second in 2025. So not a second this year.
That'd be
And a
even
fifth
better.
this year. So let's say that. Or a fourth this year. Let's just
I'll
to
give up
sweeten it a little
fourth.
bit.
I'm fine.
So you have Justin Fields. You trade number 8 and like a 6th for George Pickens and the 20th overall pick. So you move back to 8 while you pick up Pickens. So your offense is set. You don't need to touch the offense. Then at 20,
I don't
because
think
of how
we need
deep
to touch
this.
the offense to begin with, but go ahead.
Well, outside of London, there's really no. You trust Van Jefferson?
Do I trust him? Nah, probably not.
So the offense is done. You don't need to touch the offense. You can focus the entire draft on the defense. You draft an edge, the deep edge rusher
I just
class
feel
at
like
20.
you're gonna lose out on like your generational guy at 20.
I think there's Dallas Turner, Liatu Latu, Jared Verse are
Jared
all,
Verse is projected to go like late teens, early
Turner
20s.
and Latu are gone before 20.
Latu is not necessarily Latu's,
I don't want Latu.
I've seen
though.
Latu at 30.
I don't want Latu though.
This-
So let's.
This mock draft on ESPN, it's Matt Miller.
The first edge rusher usually doesn't go until at least after the Falcons. So
11.
Vikings take
11,
Dallas Turner.
Turner.
So he's available at 20.
Jared Verse at 15.
Byron Murphy. If you
at
get
16.
Byron Murphy at 20, there's
I don't
another
want-
one.
I don't want Murphy though. I want an edge. 'Cause we were good against the run this year.
Latu going 29. Darius Robinson going 30.
Another awesome guy.
I would take Chop over Latu.
Chop is going to be there. Chop is 100% going to be there at 20. Like if you want an edge rusher, getting him at 8 it's not valuable enough to grab him at 8.
I wouldn't mind the Terrion Arnold or a Kool-Aid pick at 8 either though.
Kool-Aid will be there at 20. So
You
with
think
Cooper, 100%. So if you
I want
if
an
you
edge.
want Quinion Mitchell, get Quinion Mitchell at 20. Quinion Mitchell is my
Chop Robinson in this
favorite
draft is
prospect.
projected to go to number 40.
So my favorite corner prospect, I don't think he's the best.
'Cause I
my
think-
favorite is Quinion Mitchell, and you can get Quinion Mitchell at 20 if you want a corner.
I think you get somebody like Terrion Arnold, or you get Kool-Aid, you put him on the opposite side of
Kool-Aid's
AJ.
like corner 6 in this class.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I was.
I wish we would draft Georgia guys because I would take like
Kamari's like corner 9
or I would take like Javon in the
safety.
second round.
He's a safety though. Do you need a safety?
Need maybe not so much.
Because you've Richie Grant.
Yeah,
and
I
Bates.
mean you have Bates. You're not moving nobody for Bates, but
But you got like Arnold, Nate Wiggins, Cooper DeJean, Quinion Mitchell are all above Kool-Aid right now in terms of prospect rankings.
I think that Zach Harrison kid that we picked up in the 3rd or 4th last year out of Ohio State is going to make a big impact this year. He's 6'6", 260, a freak of nature athletic specimen. He just needed some work with the fundamentals. He had to kind of get acclimated to the NFL game, but he's built like a fucking freight train, and I think he's going to be really good for us next year, but I think we need that plug and play, you grab him from the draft, you put him into OTAs,
Verse.
he grabs you 10 sacks next season.
Verse.
Exactly. Which is why I don't want to go all the way back
But
to 20.
Verse might be there at 20. You just don't know. But that's the problem with the draft. You just don't know.
And I mean, you trade that, you fall back to 20, you can still make another trade and trade up to 15.
I just don't want to do too much. Like, I don't want to go too crazy.
I'm
Does
almost
that make
100%
sense?
positive the Falcons are going to go D-line, corner, linebacker, D-line, corner, linebacker. Something like
It'll
that.
be all defense.
And maybe like a guard.
Yeah, we might pick up one a little bit later in the draft because
But like definitely not. I mean, well, it also I guess we could throw in quarterback depending on who's available in the second round.
yeah, like let's see, this mock draft is by Chris Trapasso.
What's your reaction to this? You're watching the draft. All right, pretend. Put yourself in the situation. You're watching the draft.
Okay. All right.
With the 8th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Bo Nix, quarterback, Oregon. Go. What is the reaction?
This
Anger?
disappointment, stab in the back, a knife to the throat,
What do you think about like
a
the Atlanta
headshot.
Falcons select J.J. McCarthy, quarterback, Michigan? For our audio listeners, hands are on face.
I'm trying to process how I'm going to keep myself from jumping off a building if I hear JJ's name at 8.
So, I mean, what about Michael Penix? If you can get
I
Bo
do
Nix,
not
if you
want
can
a
get Bo
quarterback.
Nix, if you can get Bo Nix in the second round,
No,
you don't want any quarterbacks?
not if we can go get Justin.
I guess yes. In this scenario, we're getting Justin, but
Yeah, I mean, like I'm looking at this mock draft. Before I begin this week's Justin Fields trade is as follows. Falcons get Justin Fields, 2020 and a 2025 or a 2025 6th rounder. Bears get 74th overall, so a third round.
ooh,
A 2025 third round pick that becomes
Okay.
a second round pick if Fields
If
plays
Fields- yeah, yeah.
75% of the snaps and
Mhm.
becomes a first round pick if the Falcons make the playoffs in 2025.
yeah, that sounds about. I think that's of equal value to a second and a fifth.
Here are the details in the headliner trade in this mock. Commanders get number 1 overall, number 122 overall, so a 4th rounder, and then a 2025 4th. Bears get
Two
number 2 overall,
first rounder next year.
43 overall this year, so second round pick, and the Commanders' third round pick this year. They then get a 2025 first and a 2026 third.
That's so much to get. But I guess it's if he's that.
You just
valuable.
got your coach and you want your franchise guy.
So does that mean they keep Fields in that mock draft? Do they keep Fields?
Nope.
They still trade Fields,
Yep.
and they draft May.
At 2.
Interesting.
So this has the Commanders taking Caleb. They make the bold ascension to pair Williams with Cliff Kingsbury in the nation's capital.
I love the fit of Caleb Williams in Washington.
New owner Josh Harris puts his stamp on his team.
I like it.
Second,
I think the Washington
Bears
I think they should.
select Jaden Daniels at number 2. The Bears opt for door number 2 that features the reigning Heisman winner and a boatload of picks to continue to build the roster.
I hate that.
Number 3, Pats select Marvin Harrison Jr.
If
If
May's on the
May-
board at
hold
3,
on,
there's
hold on, wait a-
literally
wait a
no
second.
chance.
If May is to fall, that slip might really take off here if the Patriots don't pick him at number 3 overall. In this mock, they add a big, dynamic, vertical threat to the receiver group in Marvin Harrison.
And then the Cardinals obviously won't take him. They'll
Number
probably go
4.
Malik Neighbors.
Rome Odunze.
Damn,
Odunze,
who made this mock?
Chris Trapasso,
Through what company?
CBS Sports.
I would like to try and predict who's coming off the board, but that's ridiculous.
Odunze can step in as the primary X receiver on the perimeter in Arizona for Kyler Murray.
So the next one's got to be Neighbors.
For the Chargers?
Yeah.
No.
Bowers,
Joe Alt, probably.
tackle, corner,
You're on the wrong side of the ball. Well, you just got there.
corner.
No.
Oh, edge rusher.
Nope.
D tackle.
Yep.
Byron
Yep.
at 5.
New GM Joe Hordes identifies the interior of the Chargers defensive line, one of the team's most glaring weaknesses, and Murphy is an uber athletic and powerful penetrator.
I'm having fun with this, even though I disagree with all of it. So 6 is the
Giants.
That's where May's got to go.
Bingo. The Giants take
Mhm.
May at 6.
Yeah, replace Daniel.
Number 7,
It's got to be Alt. It's always Alt. It's always a tackle at least.
Fuaga.
The Oregon State kid.
to the Titans. Number 8, Falcons.
That's probably where Edge goes.
Yep.
Dallas.
Nope.
Jared.
Chop.
Leatu.
Latu.
Okay.
9,
This is
Bears
the
again.
Bears again. They just who they draft first? Marvin.
Jaden.
Oh, Jaden. And there's the top 3 receivers are off the board.
Malik has not gone yet. Is it Malik?
Oh, Malik hasn't gone yet.
Bingo. They
Oh, I
paid
didn't
Jaden.
know. Oh,
They pair the Heisman with
Do a little
Malik
Joey
Neighbors.
B. Jamar Chase action. So 10 is the
Jets.
tackle.
Yep.
Alu.
Nope.
Oh, Joe Alt. I forgot
Alt.
he wasn't off the board yet.
11, Vikings.
Dallas.
Nope.
Terrion Arnold.
You're gonna hate it as much as I
If
would
it's
if we took
JJ
it.
McCarthy, if it's Bo Nix,
No, it's JJ. Number 12, Denver.
Bo.
Yep. 13, Raiders.
The Raiders could go a lot of ways.
First corner taken off the board.
Terrion.
Yep. 14, Saints.
Saints is another weird one.
They can go anywhere, but
Yeah, probably tackle to replace Joe Ramczyk. So I'd guess it's Olu.
Shanu, it is. 15, Colts.
Brock off the board, then Brock.
Nope. They address the outside on defense.
Oh, okay. Another corner. So it's probably when was this written? Do you know?
17 minutes ago.
Is it Quinion?
It is not.
Is it? Damn, is it Cooper?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, good. Is it Cooper?
ACC.
Nate
Nate
Wiggins.
Wiggins.
Nate Wiggins.
Yeah.
16, Seahawks.
They don't have a tight end.
They do not.
Do they get one now?
They do.
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
I would hate that.
I wouldn't hate it as much as if he goes to the Saints, dude. If he goes to the Saints, I'm gonna have to bang my
I
head.
don't
into
know
a
where I
wall.
want him to go. Like Chargers is
I
ideal
wanted the
for me.
Chargers.
Chargers would be so sick.
You put him with Justin Herbert, man, and you go see some electric playing.
Yeah.
And then you got Latham, Brian Thomas to the Bengals. Cameron Kinchins.
Still no Mims. Is there a Mims in the first round? Is there a Georgia guy in the first round besides Bowers? It'd only be Mims or Lassiter. or
Kamari
Bullard.
goes to Green Bay, who loves to pick up Georgia guys at
Uh-huh.
25.
Uh-huh.
It's got Dallas Turner going 26th
What did I say?
in this mock to
At 26,
Tampa Bay.
Tampa. Yeah.
Chop at 27 to
I'm
the
telling
Cardinals.
you, 20 is not a bad spot to sit at.
Troy Franklin goes to the Bills
I hate
at
that.
28. Why?
I just don't trust Troy Franklin.
Darius Robinson goes to the Lions at 29.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Newton goes to the Ravens
He's
at 30.
falling. He's falling. He was a top 10 pick at one point, or like a 10th overall pick.
Another Georgia guy off the board at 31
To who?
to the Kansas City
Is
Chiefs.
it Bullard?
It is not.
Is it Mims?
No.
Lad?
Lad
In the
McConkey
first round?
goes 31. Shifty with great hands and plenty of explosiveness. Don't be surprised if McConkey lands in round 1. He'd be a fun addition to the Chiefs offense and can hit the ground running in Kansas City. I don't hate that mock draft as a Falcons fan.
I hate it as I hate it as a Vikings fan and as a football fan.
Dude, I think the draft is going to be absolutely just batshit crazy this year.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I think starting in like 3 weeks, we should start doing mock drafts.
We'll start doing some mocks.
I want to put something up here where we have every 4 picks, and obviously we get our own teams and do stuff like that.
We'll have to rent this place out for
That would only take like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
the way we talk.
Well, we'd have to limit it.
Well, we say that all the time, and guess what we never do?
Yeah. I
Limit.
guess, yeah.
All right, last thing of the pod today, and then we got to hop into pick 'em because we're getting close to 3 o'clock. Hot or not hot takes? Fuck. Underdogs of the week, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. If you like playing fantasy, Underdog is the app for you. Use code FTS to get a 100% deposit match up to $100 ahead of the big game. Go do it.
Right now,
Go
they
do
also
it.
have a refer a friend thing where if you refer a friend, you get $10.
Who doesn't like
Free money.
to play with free money?
Oh, they changed their graphics.
And who doesn't want to play some fantasy for the big game? I don't think, I think everybody wants to do such. So let's get into these. I kind of know where I'm going, but I just want to check and make sure that the projection is where I want it to be. The big game. Oh, they changed their UI a little
Yeah,
bit too.
it looks different. I kind of like the bottom. I don't know how much I like this stuff. but I like. Oh, they put his little face down there and everything. That's kinda
Yeah.
cool.
Underdog
that.
making moves, baby. Hop on underdog. All right. I just want to check and make sure.
I can go first, unless you want to.
You go ahead.
All right.
I got one.
I think this game, I didn't get my score prediction at the beginning, but I think my score prediction is going to be Chiefs 27, 49ers 21. It's kind of where I'm sitting. And I think it's going to be a rushing touchdown from Christian McCaffrey. So if you want to take the higher on that, I think that's free. But I will go elsewhere, so you can have that one if you like it.
All right.
I think the other two are going to come from Brock Purdy passing touchdowns. I think that he's been able to evade well enough and make plays out of the pocket, and I think he's going to have to do that again. Now that I say it, I'm kind of hesitating now. You go ahead, actually. I honestly am thinking maybe I'm switching.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So since Jack's letting me go first, he will not be able to come back to this pick.
That's fine. You can have it.
Everybody loves a free one, and I'm going to give it to you right here. Christian McCaffrey, higher than half a rushing touchdown. The Great White Hope is going to make it twerk in the Super Bowl. He will find the end zone. It will be on the ground. They had a 1.5 total TDs between rushing and receiving, and I did kind of like that line, but I didn't want to get greedy. So just give me higher than half a rushing touchdown for the Great White Hope, Mr. CMC himself.
You still looking? All right. My prediction is a defensive game, is a grudge match. So I'm going to the defense. I'm taking with a scorcher so it can boost your winnings when it happens. I'm taking Chris Jones higher than half a sack.
I saw that and I liked it. I did. Hey, if you were going to go defense, I like where you went there. Let's go, baby. Stone Cold Chris Jones on half a sack. I like it. I really like it. All right, we're 2 for 2 so far. That's where Jack was going. Jaquavius, what do you got? Was that where you were going?
I was looking at it, but I have 3 that I really like.
Do you need some help?
Yeah, y'all can help me.
Okay.
So I think the 49ers are going to put up 21 points
Okay.
on the number.
Yeah.
Jake Moody has a 2.5 extra point line.
Okay.
So
I don't hate
that's
it.
just a confidence pick in that.
I don't hate it. Let's hear what's next.
Elijah Mitchell, backup running back for the.
Yeah,
for
I know
the-
who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His line is 3.5 yards.
And they're gonna get shifty.
They're gonna do things. Shanahan's gonna get weird. And the last 2 games he's played, he's gotten 7 in a touchdown and 52 in a touchdown. So, and he also had 2 receptions for 15 yards.
It's just 3.5 total yards.
Rushing yards.
Rushing yards. Okay.
And then the last one I was thinking about was George Kittle. No. That one, not that one. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place.
All right, here I got to put this together as we go through.
And then
Elijah Mitchell has only had 5 games this year in which he did not get 3.5 yards.
fuck it. Super Bowl
4 games.
Super
4
Bowl
games.
underdog pick of the week. Elijah Mitchell, backup running back, higher than 3.5 rushing yards.
Okay, where's my Chris Jones sack? Am I stupid or am I stupid? Oh, they changed it. Okay, so I think like all the defensive players are all right. So because I took one of the easier ones up there in Christian McCaffrey, that's only a 0.65 times. So with those 3 picks, if you bet $5, you'd win $24.35.
Solid.
If you bet $10, you'd win $48.70. I think I have. Yep, I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that. That is confirmed.
It's hidden.
If you want to rock that with the boys,
Send us a screenshot.
send us a screenshot.
I guess.
Post it on your IG story and tag us. DM us on TikTok. I don't really think there's anything you can do on YouTube. We'll take your word for
Comment
it.
it, yeah.
We'll take your word for it if you comment it.
Email it.
When it
Cashes.
sure, I think we can use that.
When all 3 daily fantasy entries are correct.
we might do a little giveaway.
If you wrote it with us,
A super
Little-
giveaway
little
for the
Super Bowl giveaway.
Bowl.
we will give away $24.75, however much it was worth.
We will give away $1 million.
That you will get
In 10 years.
You will get almost halfway there to getting a Super Bowl suite.
Almost. But you won't receive it all this year.
Nope.
You'll get.
We will set up a payment plan.
We're going to do it just like Otani's contract. So you'll get $1,000 every year until 2038. And then we'll start paying you the big bucks.
Have
Sounds good to
fun.
me. But, yeah, if you want to ride that with the boys, put it out there. Let us know you did it. If we get enough of you guys and it hits, we might do a little giveaway. Might do a little something. If you guys are putting in that work out there for the boys. All right. That concludes another episode of From the Stands. We're really just having fun with it right now. I mean, I know it's not the most
It's an odd time in
organized.
the
Yeah,
sports
it's
world.
an odd time in the sports world. It's not the most organized the episodes have been, but they're fun. We're having a good time just out here shooting the bullshit, and we hope you guys are enjoying listening to it. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like, hit the sub button. Not just hit it. Not just hit it. What do?
Smash
We
it.
bang the sub
We
button.
bang that sub button
Like Drake.
like Drake. We bang it. And drop a comment for the boys. Let us know what you think.
Show your grandma this podcast.
Your grandmother, your brother, your sister, your auntie.
Your weird bus driver.
Just not Carson Beck.
Show the kids on the bus.
Show the kids at your local playground.
Play that shit
let's
in the
not-
locker
Let's
room.
not encourage adults walking
yeah,
up to kids on the playground.
If you're just showing them a podcast, it's okay.
Here, look at this video on my phone.
Come watch it in my van.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I just said show it to them. Get them to
Show what
These
to
kids
'em?
are on
Pause.
TikTok. Just show them the TikTok.
Show your mama, your brother, and your auntie.
Everything.
And hopefully we'll have our first athlete on here soon.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
We'll see you guys next week.
When Michael Jordan comes in. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be so fantastic, dude. That's my dream. Him and Tiger are my dream interviews. But,
When we have Mark Cuban on next week.
dude,
Mark Cuban would be cool too.
Mark Cuban would be cool as fuck. All right. That concludes another episode of From the Stands. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week. Peace.